Welcome to the Power of Purpose. It's another day with me, Anton NM. It's another day to inspire you. I want to share with you some concepts. Growing up, it was a challenge. Most people think when they see you and you talk and you do things, and they just think maybe you will fall from the sky like that. But that is not the case, as all of us are human beings. We go through process. This is me. I learned how to read when I was in grade 5. So from grade 1 to 4, I didn't know how to read. So in grade 5, I was in the village, and they have sent these teachers on training, PPU teachers or teachers on training, and he came to our village school. And this young man was tough. He wanted the best of every student, and he would call us in front, each one to read. And at that time, we used to be beaten by teachers, real beating. So we were called one by one in front to read a book, and I didn't know how to read, and he beat me so bad. And I went home. That day I called my cousin. He was in the same grade with me, and I began to practice how to read because the beating was so bad. I had to know how to read. So within months, I was good at reading, so I knew how to read. When you look at that time, I was below the average. I was below the lowest person in class. I was below them because I didn't know how to read, so I can't write, I can't do anything. When you're at the bottom, when you are below just the average line, you are below that, there is a certain power that is in you that can only be activated when you are at your lowest. At your lowest, that's when you discover the potential that is in you. That's when you discover that you can move mountains, you can walk on water, you can fly. Because at your lowest point in life, that's when creativity comes. That's when all the capacity of your brain begin to work at your lowest point. Well, being below, you feel like you are an outcast. You feel like you're not part of the world. You think like you feel like it's between the devil and the wall, between the devil and the deep sea. You don't know what to do, and everybody and we know how in class we used to be looked down when you can't read or you can't pronounce certain words correctly. There will be those who laugh at you and stuff like that. And similarly to life, when things are not going your way, you have fallen down, you are below the average. And sometimes this is more painful because sometimes you have capabilities, you have talent, you have skills, you have qualification, but it seems not to be working for you. Even those who are not in terms of talent or qualification or skills, they are not as good as you are, but yet in life, in practicality, they are doing better than you. You are below the line, the average line. And you have these voices speaking to you from social media, society, your family and friends, and including your own dark voices saying, since you are below the line, you can't go anywhere in life. You can't move further in life. I was in that situation. I was at that below line. So when you're at the lowest of your life, that's where everything starts. Everything starts when you're on the ground, when you're in the dust, when you're in the ashes of life. That's where everything starts. You can now begin to pull up yourself. Your thinking begins to change. As long as you have what I normally call proactive kind of mindset, solution driven, you can pick up yourself from the ashes. All you need at that moment is ignition, something to a catalyst, something to start you up, something to just keep you going, start the fire inside you. So with me, it was the hard teacher who beat me so bad that I had to go back and begin to gather people and find myself trying to find a way to know how to read. That is what is needed when you are below the line. While doing that, you now need to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Self-belief. Everybody can believe in you. Everybody can say you're good at this, you're good at that. But the moment if that doesn't sink in, if you don't have self-conviction, self-belief in you, it becomes hard. It doesn't matter how many millions of people tell you you're good at this, you're good at that, you can move forward, you can do this, you can do that. It doesn't matter. So I needed to believe in myself that I can do it. So I began to practice because I believe in myself that I can do it. I begin to get better and better and better. I begin to practice how to read. I begin to practice, get different kind of tutors help me here and there. And remember, it's in the village, so it's not an easy process. So I believed in myself. At that time, my parents are very far in the city. I'm in the village. But I got to believe in myself that I can do it. Well, the man standing there with a whip, I just got to believe that I can do it. And with time, as I begin to believe in myself, I begin to practice. Believing in yourself brings out a certain energy that you can break any walls of Jericho. Any walls of Jericho can be broken when you believe in yourself. Any boundaries, any barriers can be broken when you believe in yourself. You can achieve what you want to achieve in life because you believe in yourself. Financially, education, career goals, how far you want to go in life, you can go when you believe in yourself. After that, I now belong. Because now I've elevated in my mind, in my spirit, in my soul, in my growth, I find myself, or I make myself belonging to a group of elevated. A group of elevators is a group of is friends. So by the time I reached in grade 7, after 2 years, now I belong to a group that is now on the higher class of the campus, and at that time our school only ended up in grade 7, and grade 8 upward you have to go to the city. But by the time I was in grade 7, I was now belonging to a group of guys and ladies who were on the higher on their performance. I was now doing good. I now belong to a group that is progressive. I was below. I believed in myself. I'm now belonging to a group that is progressive. They set up standards on where our discussions, when we sit down, we in grade 7 we begin to talk about, now we're in the village, we want to go to the city, we have to make sure we pass our exams, we begin to discuss subjects and our future plans as we get to the city, how exciting it will be. So now I belong to a class of people that are going somewhere. And it's in that moment where I learned this concept that if you're struggling in a certain area, I was struggling, I'm still not good. I was struggling with mathematics. My brain is not mathematical, it's theoretical brain. So my left and right brain kind of struggles. So I have one part of the brain that works well, that is theoretical, anything that has to do with reading and writing, rather than calculation and numbers. So I wasn't good in mathematics. So now within our group, we divided ourselves. There was a guy who was good with mathematics. There was a guy who was good with science. I was a guy who was good with history and religious education. I was the guy. And there was another guy who was good with geography. And so we divided ourselves. So we'd come in this group and begin to share our strength on helping each other's weakness. So the guy of mathematics close to the exams would come and work out mathematical problems, and the guy of science, the other guy who is good in geography, and I would come in and give some illustration in terms of history and religious education and all that stuff. So I was good at that. So we divided ourselves. Now we are a group and we are driven, we have a vision, we all want to go to the city. So that was life. When you want to elevate in life, you start at below the line, at the bottom. You have to believe in yourself, and in the process of growth you have to belong. You have to belong to a clique, to a group that is in the direction where you're going, and in that group you have to share each other's strength to cover up for each other's weaknesses. I hope you don't give up on yourself, and I hope you learn one or two things.